The neighborhood having expanded, the Bryant family having settled in at the new house on Shone Avenue. Ted Bryant, a banker, Dorothy, the mother, Bev, the eldest of the two children, and Donald Theodore Bryant, known as Don, a half-year grade senior to Mike in school. Don's mother was a stern-looking lady who wore glasses, the lad never picturing her as a Harriet Nelson as portrayed on television. Mike having somewhat limited contact with Don on school mornings, the two sometimes riding home together when Don took his bike. He was a little envious, because Don's bicycle was a 3-speed English bike with hand brakes, sporting a small hard seat he thought looked very uncomfortable. The Capt. East neighborhood news being, the house across the street from the Bryants that had been damaged by fire was ready to be occupied. The displaced family and their son, whom young Mike was acquainted, for some unknown reason didn't return, the fire giving a reality message to the lad, that life-threatening perils do exist. And before long, a new family moved in, Mike acquiring a new classmate. The Grindstaff family occupying the renovated fire-damaged home, the daughter Linda enrolling in Mike's class at Burkhalter. Mike, with two sisters at home, felt comfortable around Linda and on occasion even walking to and from school with her, finding she was attentive to most of what he had to say. In the spring, high flyer kites always had a big promotional at school. Mike enjoyed his kite flying episodes, especially when adding 3 or 4 500-foot rolls of string, sending his flyer soaring into the stratosphere, or so it seemed to him. The lad was taken by surprise when Linda accepted an invitation to join him at the open field at the top of 82nd Avenue, where one could experience the evening ocean breeze journeying through the Golden Gate, embracing the top of the hill, sending the kite with knotted tail soaring upward in the sky. Times like this furnished the young man with moments of reflection, not to be covetous, but willing to share with a girl his own age these credulous experiences. The new house entrance behind Linda's Shone Avenue residence was on Sterling Drive, and from first observation seemed to be occupied by another Ozzie and Harriet type family. A family of 4 taking up residence, the boy in the family, a year older than Mike, his full name, Henry Albert Ball Jr. III, and seemingly it was a very impressive title, but to all that got to know him, he was just Hank. The word was, his father was the plant manager at the family-owned Ball Cannery, his mom Maria homemaker, and there was little sister Jeannie. Like Mike, Hank was a sports enthusiast, and it was evident that possessed the physical credentials to support it. The two boys shared common ground, both listened to the radio broadcast of the Oakland Oaks baseball team in the evening hours, the two collecting Topps baseball cards. On several occasions Mike would be asked to stay for lunch, his mom opening a can of Franco-American spaghetti, something that was cost-preventive at home. He also enjoyed spending the night, both enjoying sports board games such as Parker Brothers Baseball, Photoelectric Football, and even going to the extent of forming teams and keeping stats on player in their Cadico All-Star Baseball game. When shooting baskets under the hoop on the patio slab behind Hank's house, like most young basketball player wannabes when playing, they would assume the names of their heroes. Hank would be Bill Russell, and Mike would Casey Jones, both All-American basketball players at the University of San Francisco. Mike finally discovering someone close by, and his own age to share an interest, it was a world of sports for the two. The two boys entertaining an idea about going to an afternoon ball game at the Oaks Park, home of the Pacific Coast League Oakland Oaks. But when mentioning their idea to their parents, the first response was no, but the two emerged persuasive. Mike found it rather elementary for the boys to take the Oak Knoll bus to MacArthur, take the MacArthur bus to San Pablo Avenue, walk the 4 blocks to the ballpark. Mike finally convincing his parents, and apparently Hank having done the same. The two youngsters were on their way to a Oakland Oaks game at the ballpark in Emeryville. 13-year-old Hank, and 12-year-old Mike, arriving at the Oaks Park before game time. Once finding their seats and buying a program, they directed their attention not to the before-game warm-up on the field, but to the happenings under the stadium, discovering the labyrinth of corridors beneath the structure, finding the players' field entranceway. With program and pencil in hand, the two waiting patiently for the players to exit from the dressing room to the dugout. It wasn't long before players appeared, the boys waving their programs at the team member. The minor league players appeared exuberant at being asked to sign, as were the boys doing the asking. Hank and Mike relishing more in getting the autographs of the players, than witnessing the game. This a beginning of many neoteric shared adventures by the two boys. Mike having found a sports like-minded friend.